innovative design. From the iconic to the up-and-coming, design is the heart of our business. Copenhagen, Phoenix, Scottsdale, Tempe.
Hospice of the Valley, a not-for-profit community hospice for patients nearing end of life and support for their families. HOV.org.
Phryne Fisher is a detective
Things could get interesting around here.
who isn't afraid to live a little.
I hope you're not concealing a dangerous weapon under that skirt.
I'm concealing a lot of things.
The irresistible series, Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries.
Tonight at 8 on Arizona PBS.
Next time on The Coroner.
Leah.
A local teenager has returned from the grave. Jane and Davy wonder where she's been
Chronic short-term memory loss.
and who was buried in her place.
Definitely a mystery.
You got any ideas?
The Coroner.
Tonight at 9 on Arizona PBS. Explore new ideas and new worlds here on Arizona PBS, a community service of Arizona State University.
Programs on Arizona PBS are funded in part by a gift from the estate of Winifred Gegg. For more information on how to include Arizona PBS in your estate plans, call 602-496-8888.
Coming up next on Arizona PBS, Life and World.
I knew what I was accepting when my passage out here was paid. To marry a man I'd never set eyes on before.
I like the look of you. We've waited 12 years for this.
You've been brought here as the property of your husband, and you will behave accordingly.
What if these men have been on their own for so long they're not men anymore?
If we are to be free, we must possess their minds, their souls.
Sunday night at 6 on Arizona PBS. Support for Arizona PBS comes from viewers like you and from...
When you cast your vote in the upcoming election, you connect with issues that hit close to home. Clean Elections provides voter resources and tools so you can vote informed on August 28th. Connect with the facts at azcleanelections.gov.
From the Cronkite Studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
We take a look at how climate change is affecting the rise in wildfires in the West. The story of how one couple lost their home tonight.
Plus, politicians bat around the Build the Wall, Enforce the Law Act, and what economists have to say about the price tag. Next.
And how one Arizona State University student organization encourages Latino students to get into the fields of design and architecture.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Samantha Lomibao.
And I'm John Cardinelli. Thank you for joining us. A new United Nations report on climate change shows that global warming is likely to reach dangerous levels by 2040. With a 1.5-degree carbon dioxide increase, consequences of global warming above that level could mean more heat waves, severe rain, higher sea levels, damage to agriculture, and the displacement of millions of people and animals.
Western states like California and Arizona will likely see an increase in large wildfires in the next 20 years. Families who lost their homes in those devastating wildfires in California are now considering where to rebuild. Cronkite News reporter Emily Four has a story from our Los Angeles bureau.
They're going to tell you, walk out of your house, you've got one little duffel bag, you lock your door, and you never go back.
Suzette and Tom Privatelli remember watching the mountains behind their Ventura County neighborhood being engulfed in flames.
But I could literally see flames coming up.
They never imagined the Thomas Fire, the second largest in California's history, would destroy their home.
It's the hardest part sometimes, like every now and then you just want to go home and you can't.
The Thomas Fire destroyed 1,063 structures in the Santa Barbara and Ventura counties. Unfortunately for those living in the West, a recent study predicts a rise in wildfires within the next 20 years.
Will we see California-type fires in the future? I don't want to be a prophet of doom, I'm a scientist, but I would have to say yes.
Donald Falk, a professor at the University of Arizona, used 35 years of climate and forest fire data to model future wildfire patterns. Falk says he found the years ahead will bring an increase in how much land will burn in the West.
And what we found was, first of all, that the seasonal climate has a really strong imprint on area burned.
That's because the West is experiencing longer fire seasons, which gives wildfires more time to burn. Falk says this is because of climate change.
So when we look at this increase in area burn, we're basically saying this is a climate change effect, and we're already seeing it with a very well-calibrated effect going back the last 30 years.
Falk says as temperatures and drought increase, the landscape becomes more flammable. He says most of the West can continue to expect, on average, bigger wildfires like the Thomas Fire in California. Despite this, Falk says the West is not an unsafe place to live.
We can certainly build and site our developments in areas that would be safe, that would provide ways to get out, and are less likely to be exposed to fire in the first place.
Meanwhile, the Privatellis are holding out hope while they wait to rebuild their home of 18 years from the ground up.
You can't live your life in complete fear. I'm not going to let this, ruin my life.
Arizona wildfires have burned over 150,000 acres in the past year. More than 1 million acres have burned in California, and the state estimates the cost to fight those blazes stands at more than $770 million.
U.S. researchers found in a new study that hurricanes are intensifying at a faster and stronger rate than 30 years ago. Within 2 days, Hurricane Michael went from a tropical storm to a Category 4 hurricane and was the strongest to hit the U.S. since 1992. Parts of the southeast are left to deal with the storm's devastating aftermath. Winds of up to 155 miles per hour destroyed trees, power lines, and homes. Thousands of people in Florida, Alabama, and Georgia are without power. There have been 6 reported deaths, and authorities are advising people to stay off the roads and to avoid returning home.
There's unbelievable devastation. My biggest concern is, of course, loss of life. So I know we have a lot of people that I've heard are injured. I'll be going down to the impacted areas in just a little bit. We did search and rescue all night long.
After hitting Florida and Georgia, Hurricane Michael was downgraded to a tropical storm and is now on its way to the Carolinas. Let's go to Micah in the Weather Center for what to expect.
Around this time last year, Florida was hit with a similar storm. You guys may know it by Tropical Storm Felipe. Now Hurricane Michael has hurt nearly 700,000 homes, and they are working without power right now. Winds right now are up to 50 miles per hour, and there's lots of flash flooding that will be occurring in the Carolinas. As we can see here, the hurricane has moved away from Florida and has moved more upward. And tracking Michael, we can also see that we're currently getting through the Carolinas right now and making that exit towards mid-Atlantic. There's going to be lots of rainfall. It's expected to be near 7 inches over the course of this next day. Stay tuned for more.
When Congress gets back to work after the elections, one of the first items of business it could face is a new push to fund a border wall. Ian Solomon in our Washington Bureau brings us the latest developments.
House Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy says the proposed border wall is something the American people want and is a basic responsibility of the nation. That's why he's introducing his Build the Wall, Enforce the Law Act. But some wonder if the $23.4 billion price tag is realistic.
It was a rough estimate based on cost per mile, but didn't consider costs for specific projects and what those specific projects might total in costs.
Rebecca Gambler was talking about a Government Accountability Office report from August, back when the cost estimate was $18 billion for more than 700 miles of wall. The report said that estimate did not consider key elements.
You're building in mountainous terrain, or you're building in a remote region along the border, it will cost far more than simply the cost of the material.
Critics say there is no right price for the wall, but Andrew Arthur is not one of those critics.
Aliens who enter the United States illegally for work are competing against those most disadvantaged members of our society, and that we do those disadvantaged members of our society no service by allowing a huge influx of individuals to enter the United States illegally.
Economist Stan Voiger says the border wall may have an unintended effect, keeping illegal immigrants in rather than out.
It's because the harder you make it to enter the country,
illegally, the more tempting it becomes to remain in the U.S. for as long as you can.
Beer sees it in simpler terms.
A border wall will be a massive cost to taxpayers with almost no benefit in terms of security or other fiscal benefits.
The GAO says it's up to the Department of Homeland Security to prove the wall's worth, something the DHS has yet to do.
We continue to believe that DHS needs to do so, that CBP needs to establish those metrics to help inform their decision making going forward, and also to help ensure that taxpayer dollars are being well spent.
In Washington, Ian Solomon, Cronkite News.
McCarthy's office told us that the California Republican plans to introduce his border wall bill this week, which doesn't leave much time to act, with Congress only scheduled to be in session for just a few more weeks this year.
Kanye West met with President Trump today in Washington, D.C. In a nearly 10-minute-long speech in the Oval Office, he spoke about abolishing the 13th Amendment, discontinuing the use of stop-and-frisk policing policies in Chicago, clemencies for convicts, and racism. This comes after Kanye's wife, Kim Kardashian West, met with the president earlier this year to persuade him to pardon a convicted drug offender in Tennessee.
So when you don't have ownership, then it's all about how something looks. It's about the patina, it's not about the soil, it's not about the core. So we focus more on, is somebody wearing something, does someone disrespect me so I gotta shoot him, or the idea of someone being racist.
Last year, the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office closed the Tent City Jail.
Coming up on Cronkite News, find out what the county is now doing with that space to help inmates at the Maricopa County Jail. Next.
Plus, how local businesses on the lake are working around the damage from monsoon season.
I'm Judy Woodruff, anchor and managing editor of the PBS NewsHour. The journalists of tomorrow face a fast-changing media landscape, but quality news remains vitally important to our communities, our country, and our world. At ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication, students learn solid, reliable reporting, holding the powerful accountable, and rebuilding the public's trust. The Cronkite School and Arizona PBS, preparing the next generation for a stronger future of journalism.
As journalists at Cronkite News, we report on stories that matter to you by focusing on the local impact. We dig deeper and work tirelessly to keep you informed.
Live in Wickerburg.
Live in Los Angeles.
In Cleveland. In Washington. In Louisville.
From Jerusalem.
Live in Philadelphia. From around the world to right here in Phoenix.
At Cronkite News, we report the facts and stick to the truth.
Last year, the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office closed Tent City Jail and announced that the space be used to treat inmates with substance abuse issues. Reporter Micah Bledsoe has more on how Mosaic is impacting lives.
I feel freer today than I've ever felt in my entire life.
Christopher Thomas recently graduated from Mosaic. He struggled with a heroin addiction that left him in and out of jail much of his life. He's been in Arizona for the past 5 months, which is also the longest he's kept his sobriety.
Today, even though I am incarcerated, I feel like I'm the freest man in the world. I've been in chains and in bondage by my addiction and my pain and the torment that I was subjected to as a child for a long time.
The closure of former Tent City Jail saved the sheriff's office $20 million. $1 million was reinvested into staffing for detention officers for the Mosaic program. Now, those officers are able to help 700 to 800 inmates annually, compared to 350 a year.
If we can help drug addicts recover from that challenge and get them back to a place where they're healthy, the probability of recidivism is reduced, which means that they're productive in society, they're hopefully not a threat, and we're reducing costs in the jails, and we're also making the community a safer place.
Maricopa County Attorney Bill Montgomery chairs the Arizona Substance Abuse Partnership and says helping someone with substance abuse has a cascading effect.
Someone's underlying substance abuse behavior is addressed, then that's one less property crime, one less victim, one less scenario in which somebody has to take time off of work, has to make an insurance claim.
With nothing but his faith pushing him forward, Thomas says the jail in Maricopa is unlike any other he's been to.
Every institution, every jail, every prison needs a program exactly like this. Not one like it, but one exactly like this program. This program is phenomenal and it's gave me my life back.
In Phoenix, Micah Bledsoe, Cronkite News.
Since Mosaic replaced former Tent City Jail, it has rehabilitated more than 22 classes of inmates.
America's first opioid helpline was launched in Arizona this year. The Arizona Department of Health Services and the Poison and Drug Information Centers of Arizona teamed up to offer the helpline. The Arizona Opioid Assistance and Referral Line is free and connects the public and state health care providers with experts, including nurses, doctors, pharmacists, and genetic counselors. The helpline provides resources for patients with symptoms like acute chronic pain, opioid withdrawal, and opioid complications. Since the helpline's launch in March 2018, staff have received 1,166 opioid-related calls. The helpline is also available to help with safe prescribing limits, identify dangerous drug combinations, and to provide referrals to treatment centers across the state.
Arizona State University recently released its annual security and fire safety report. And new numbers show that in 2017, there was an increase in crimes related to domestic violence compared to previous years. The Cleary report shows there were 5 cases of domestic violence, 16 cases of fondling, and 18 cases of stalking on the Tempe campus. El Concilio, a coalition at ASU that brings together Latino, Hispanic, and Chicano students, says they and other coalitions are working together to make ASU a safe place. One way they are working to raise awareness is through events on campus and creating safe spaces for students.
The way someone talks to you, whether they might not physically be hurting you, but just like the ways that they constantly put you down, constantly try to like pick a fight with you, or things that kind of like spark that I don't feel okay with this, or I think those are like just the first signs of like, whoa, I don't like how this person is treating me, so maybe I should tell them to stop, and if that doesn't stop, then just really seek help.
The Cleary report can be found online and lists resources for students who are seeking to report cases of domestic violence.
Monsoon season affects people all across the state, including local businesses.
Coming up next on Cronkite News, how businesses at Lake Pleasant are staying afloat after this year's rainfall.
You've probably felt it, but it's getting a lot cooler here in the valley. I'll have more for your full forecast after the break.
I'm Ted Simons, host and managing editor of Arizona Horizon. The 2018 election season has arrived. Join us for primary and general election debates. Right here, meet the candidates and hear their positions. Arizona Horizon, your source for what matters most this election season. Only on Arizona PBS.
Millions of people die every year from drinking dirty water. I would never have felt I had the ability to do something without ASU pushing me. We built filtration systems out of local materials with the people. To see those kids drink clean water for the first time, it's the most rewarding feeling that you can ever have. I went to ASU because I wanted to change the world. The thing I never would have expected is how the world would have changed me.
If you're looking for one show that tells you what happened that day in the world of business, it's NBR.
We saw a classic shipwreck.
Nordstrom's opening stores.
Triple-digit gains.
Crude climbs.
We're there to help our audience find new investment ideas.
The market still has room to go up.
Nightly Business Report is the longest-running business television program in history.
Weeknights at 10:30 on Arizona PBS.
The stock market fell again today following yesterday's already deep plummet. The Dow Jones lost almost 550 points today, bringing its total losses to more than 1,000 points in the last 2 days. The S&P 500 closed 50 points lower, making it the 6th day in a row it has closed at loss. The Nasdaq also slipped today, dropping 93 points. Experts say part of the reason for this downturn is increasing interest rates by the Federal Reserve. They allegedly want to keep inflation in check and make sure the economy doesn't grow too fast. President Trump is not happy with this decision and thinks interest rates are rising too fast.
We have interest rates going up at a clip that's much faster than certainly a lot of people, including myself, would have anticipated. I think the Fed is out of control. I think what they're doing is wrong.
All three of the major stock indexes have lost more than 5% this week. The last time that happened was March of this year.
Businesses on the Lake Pleasant Marina are finding ways to push on after a rough monsoon season. Sammy Giebers found out how they're coping after the storm damaged docks, walkways, and brought down visitor numbers.
When your business is on the water, you worry about the weather. So when monsoon season hits, it can also hit your bottom line.
That has done majority of this damage, which has eliminated one whole dock.
Heavy winds, a lot of rain, a lot of heavy rain mostly. But we get a lot of heavy rains that come across the lake, and that's what causes a lot of damage as well.
So the drills are out to repair the dock after the harsh summer. But marina manager Chad Case says they've seen less people coming out to Lake Pleasant.
I'm going to say 10 to 15%. That's lost revenue for us. I mean, this dock in particular houses 100 boats.
There's been a lot of news stories out about the monsoons this season, and I think that's discouraged people from coming out a little bit.
But businesses are not letting a broken dock get in their way of a day on the lake. Normally, you would be able to walk or drive up to the marina. But now, you're shuttled over to avoid the damaged walkway.
There are unique challenges sometimes just to keep this running in a 7-day operation.
Found ways to work around anything that we've encountered because of the monsoons. We want people to know that we're still cruising and paddleboarding and renting boats.
A business on the water has its unique set of challenges. But whether it's by boat, kayak, or board, this marina is determined to keep afloat. At Lake Pleasant, Sammy Giebers, Cronkite News.
During the summer storm, some businesses had to close or take boats out of the water, but all of them say they're now operating business as usual. Hurricane Michael ripped through the East Coast and is on its way to hit the Carolinas as a tropical storm.
Micah Bledsoe is tracking the latest.
Yes, that is true. Currently, right now, we're experiencing some pretty cool temperatures. The entire West has pretty nice weather. In Los Angeles, they have 71 degrees, and here in Phoenix, we're currently at 83. Now, let's look at the high temperatures for tomorrow. We're not expecting anything above average. 80 degrees right now for tomorrow morning, and up north, 66 in Page, and way west, we have 84 in Quartzize. Low temperatures, because everyone's looking forward to Friday night. 64 in Phoenix, 48 in Page, and 64 in Quartzize as well. Looking at our evening planner, you guys can see that these temperatures are going to drop for the rest of the day. We're going to finally experience a low of 73 degrees by 10 p.m., which will be fairly cool way to end the night. Over our forecast, 7-day forecast, we can see that it might have a chance of raining this weekend, but as we start the beginning of the week, you can see that rain will clear up, skies will be pretty, and we'll experience some pretty cool temperatures as well. In the broadcast center, Micah Bledsoe.
Diversity in design and architecture matters, according to this university group.
Next on Cronkite News, how an Arizona State University student organization is diversifying the architectural world.
Here at Cronkite News, we have producers who craft shows that make an impact on our community. Our broadcasts allow students to be involved in all levels of production, from producing to directing. We are guided by highly respected professionals who mentor the journalists of tomorrow. From technical directing to teleprompting and beyond, our production crew works tirelessly to produce meaningful and award-winning shows. We are Cronkite News on Arizona PBS.
I'm Matt Berry, ESPN Sports Center anchor and graduate of ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. With its bachelor's and master's degrees in sports journalism, the Cronkite School is preparing the next generation of sports journalists to tell stories that matter, stories that excite, inspire, and inform. Cronkite immerses students in covering sports at all levels in one of the country's top sports markets. It's this hands-on experience under the guidance of award-winning sports media veterans that shape the top journalists of tomorrow.
By the year 2050, there will be more plastic in the ocean than fish. Before Professor Halden, I had an insane amount of passion, but I almost felt helpless because I didn't know how to use it. Professor Halden gave me a chance to make a difference. Being at a place like ASU allows you to take these big leaps. Ultimately, the biggest problems in the world cannot be solved alone.
As part of Hispanic Heritage Month, an ASU student organization held a first-of-its-kind discussion geared toward Latinx design students. Cronkite News reporter Edgardo Lozoya tells us why organizers say diversity within design and architecture does matter.
Latinx is a gender-neutral or non-binary alternative to Latino or Latina, creating a more inclusive identity to members of the Hispanic community. The panel, Designing While Being Latinx, hopes to bring that inclusion to students pursuing careers in architecture and design.
As students, we don't often get to see faces or hear voices that resemble, people that we've grown up around.
LASSO, the Latino Architecture Student Organization, wants to change just that. And one way they're pushing for more minorities to pursue degrees in design and architecture is through panels like this one,
Passionate about architecture, but
held inside the design building at ASU's Tempe campus.
It's more about knowing that there is somebody that is very close to them, that they could go and get advice, and they could be helped, and they could follow their path.
Organizers hope discussions like these will help create unity, a stronger community, and a distinctive design culture among Latino architecture students and the school.
This meeting showed very normal professionals that are minorities and that made their way into the community in general.
Through having more of these types of conversations and dialogues, minority students can see that their ethnic background should not be something that holds them back in school and in the workforce. A 2015 study by the American Institute of Architects found that Latinos made up 16% of the U.S. population and only 3% were licensed architects. LASSO founding member Benjamin Lyons recognizes the challenges minority students can face, but he sees the solutions as well.
As any minority or woman, you already have a disadvantage when going into architecture. So I think it's spaces like this, presentations and student groups and really professors that are allies that can help push diversity within architecture.
There are people that open the doors already or open the pathways for them, and they now know that, and before they didn't.
LASSO members say they'll continue to have more events and discussions like this one. The goal is to continue reaching out to minority groups, increasing the amount of diversity within the fields of design and architecture. In the Broadcast Center, Edgardo Lozoya, Cronkite News.
Cronkite News is proud to be the news division of Arizona PBS. Here's what's coming up on Arizona Horizon and PBS NewsHour.
On the next Arizona Horizon, we'll look at a troubling new report on climate change, and we'll talk to David Brill, the Democratic candidate running for Arizona's Congressional District 4. That's the next Arizona Horizon.
I'm Amna Nawaz. On the next NewsHour, a top Trump official on threats to U.S. election security as the midterms near. That's Wednesday on the PBS NewsHour.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Support for Arizona PBS comes from viewers like you and from
Friendship Village Tempe, a retirement community for over 30 years, offers independent living with residency options, lifelong learning classes, as well as continuing care. Information at friendshipvillageaz.com. Yupa's Thai Kitchen in Tempe features fresh, authentic Thai cuisine and vegetarian Thai dishes served in a homeland-style decor atmosphere. Open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week. Information at 480-839-0576.
I'm Chef Mark Charbel. Join me for Check Please Arizona. This week our guests have dined all over Phoenix. At Welcome Chicken and Donuts, Authentic Ethio-African, and Wally's American Pub and Grill. Don't miss Check Please Arizona, tonight at 7 on Arizona PBS.
Explore new ideas and new worlds here on Arizona PBS, a community service of Arizona State University.
Arizona PBS deeply appreciates every gift we receive, and we are proud to honor our Executive Society. These supporters believe in the mission of public television and are making a real impact in our community. If you would like to join the Executive Society, please call the number below or log on to azpbs.org to join. Thank you.
Coming up next on Arizona PBS, Life and World.
On the next Arizona Horizon, we'll look at a troubling new report on climate change, and we'll talk to David Brill, the Democratic candidate running for Arizona's Congressional District 4. That's the next Arizona Horizon.
Support for Arizona PBS comes from viewers like you and from
At Arizona Oncology, we know each cancer is unique, and so is every patient we treat. Our team is dedicated to providing advanced care, innovative technology, and personalized treatment options to patients right here in our community. Support comes from Citizens Clean Elections Commission, your source for unbiased voter information. Watch an upcoming debate and vote informed this election. Visit azcleanelections.gov/debates for dates and ways to watch.
Like you, we get up and go to work every day. We're on the job, keeping you connected at home, at work, and to what matters most. Others count on you, so you can count on us. We're here restoring power quickly when storms hit, even fixing issues before they happen. We're making solar more reliable, investing in battery storage, and constantly updating the grid. We're here working 24/7, keeping Arizona on.
Coming up next on Arizona Horizon, a warning that climate change will bring a variety of disasters sooner than previously thought.